The YouTube algorithm is a bit of a mystery for nearly everybody who creates content for the platform. We usually have a hard time deciphering what best works for the algorithm or not, and trying to pursue something that really sticks with the YouTube algorithm, especially as a leftist content creator, can be a trivial pursuit. But what if I told you that the YouTube algorithm is rigged so right-wing channels have advantage over the other side of the political spectrum? This wouldn't be a factible thing since YouTube seems to be a left-leaning company, right? Well, the data doesn't lie, and I've conducted a tiny experiment that confirms this right-wing bias and shows that right-wing fascist channels have more advantage in the YouTube algorithm than left-wing content. This is how pretty much went and what you can do as a leftist content creator to counter it and fight back. So this experiment consisted on 2 separate clean slate YouTube accounts, each one of them under a Tor VPN session on the Brave browser to ensure we got all data clean from the very beginning. Each account will watch 4 videos each side of the political spectrum each for a maximum watch time of 5 minutes without engagement, no likes, no subs or comments. Just watch a video for 5 minutes max. There's one account that will watch left-wing content such as Vosh, Sander Hall, Kefals, and so on, and there's another account that will watch right-wing content such as Steven Crowder, Matt Walsh, Ben Shapiro, and so on. After watching each video, we'll go back to the homepage and count how many recommendations from that type of content were first glance on the homepage without scrolling down. We do this 4 times or as many times as necessary to gather gradual data over the course of several video watches. The results of this experiment will most likely shock you, as they are pretty stark in contrast. According to this graph, in the 4th video, left-wing content barely makes up to 4 recommendations in the homepage, while right-wing content more than doubles that amount with 11 recommendations in the homepage. Right-wing content doubles the amount of recommendations on the homepage than that of left-wing content. Why could this be? Well, some people can speculate that right-wing content has got more media literacy than left-wing content, where content like Bosch or Sander Hall can be verbose and redundant a lot of times. Since it's mostly live stream or video essay content, right-wing content is more consumer-friendly, more palatable, and more short format than left-wing content. It's clearly more evident when we got channels like PragerU making short format, easily digestible content that has more media literacy, not to mention that these channels have more media funding than left-wing channels. The problem resides that it's not just about the watch time generated by these videos which drives these videos to be recommended to more people. A single person can get recommended more of these videos if the viewer retention of any of these is high. With right-wing content being shorter and more easily digestible, it's no wonder the rabbit hole in the right wing goes faster than the one in the left wing, since the high viewer retention drives more content to be recommended to one single user. And a thing I also noticed from right-wing channels is their clever use of YouTube Shorts, which are also included in the recommendation count on the homepage on this experiment. This could mean one of several things. 1. The YouTube algorithm favors more easily digestible right-wing content. 2. YouTube has a right-wing bias. Or 3. Both. It is undeniable that YouTube tends to promote content that is deemed culturally trendy, but at what extent? The danger that the sort of algorithm poses in terms of right-wing radicalization is a problem that YouTube has been ignoring for years. Sugar-coated with PR speak, YouTube has excused itself from its problem by largely ignoring it and passing it under a rug for profit motives. Which brings us to the next point: what can we do to fight back? First of all, left-wing content in the format of really long video essays or live stream content isn't going to hold up too much viewer retention. A lot of the users on the platform don't really have enough attention span to sit through that, and it doesn't help that there's no call to attention in the majority of cases that's effective enough to hold attention for a long span of time. So my advice for left-wing content creators out there is to generate shorter format, more easily digestible content out there to combat right-wing content. Don't be afraid of using YouTube Shorts. Make sure that there are more catchy videos that will help people with low attention spans. And if that doesn't work, I've got plan B, which is pressuring YouTube into modifying the algorithm so the danger of radicalizing people into the far right does not exist with this in mind. I devised a couple hashtags appropriate for that you can use to tag all official YouTube Twitter accounts with. Hashtag YouTube promotes fascism and hashtag YouTube Lebensraum. The way this far-right and right-wing content expands is similar to that of the Nazi Germany's Lebensraum, a principle for Nazi Germany that demands Germany to expand further into other territories and spread their ideology. And if we don't do something about it, or if YouTube does not step in and do something about it, there might be a dangerous precedent of radicalization that will lead into more terrorism and other tragedies. The pressure worked previously on Cloudflare to drop Kiwi farms from their service, so why shouldn't we pressure YouTube into doing something? I want every YouTube mention to be flooded with these 2 hashtags and for these hashtags to become trending in the following days. I want every person campaigning for this on all social media possible and for YouTube to step in and do something about it. YouTube doesn't need to reveal how the algorithm works exactly, it only needs to modify it so right-wing extremist content can be promoted as much as it currently is, because the moment YouTube hasn't done anything, it will be at some point too late. I want all to also have mainstream media cover on this story, so included in the description is a media press kit for media sites to use. Feel free to contact me for the scoop. See ya.